Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. We're joined by a very, very special guest.
Barry.
He and his mom, they're promoting Invisalign. They both did the treatment. Jayden Daniels, who's going to be the runaway rookie of the year after an outstanding season. He did something very, very unique that very few rookies have ever done. He's led his team to 2 road playoff wins as the de facto leader. He wasn't relying on his defense. They put a lot on his plate, and he ate everything. I expect to see big things from this young man in the future. Congratulations on a great season, Jayden. Tell us about the treatment that you and your mom did with Invisalign.
Man, I mean, the main thing for me, you know, is appearance, man. You gotta have your smile right.
Okay, so you have them on now, right?
I do have them on right now.
Okay.
I do have them on right now. But for me, I mean, I have braces and stuff like that, so it wasn't, my teeth were always straight. It was like, man, let me enhance this more.
Right.
So, I mean, just to partner with Invisalign, man, the appearance is everything. Everybody look at your teeth. Everybody look at your smile.
First thing they notice, bro.
You know, that's how you get that money.
I have a question. I wanna transition into football.
Go ahead.
Do you understand how special what you've done for an organization that has had chaos, turmoil, and they haven't been at the depths of the bottom of the NFL, but they've always been in situations that weren't in favor of them in general? You understand you turned the organization around in one season.
I think
There's been no maturation. There hasn't been no steady progress or progression to them turning things around. You came in 1 year and literally turned the franchise around.
Yeah,
Do you understand that?
I think I'm kind of getting the grasp of that. I didn't know how. This is real talk. I didn't know how passionate Washington fan base was. Like me growing up, because you never seen like them at the top. I mean, you seen like the RG3 years, stuff like that. But when I really got there, I was like, when I got drafted, people were like, "Man, I'm a Washington fan." I was like, I ain't never like heard nobody say that.
Right.
But now I'm excited to see everybody DMV, everybody around the world, you know, bringing out their Washington stuff, going out there, grabbing out the basement, hanging the flags up and everything. So they excited.
Like watching you play, and if you're a fan, if you're a Commanders fan, you understand with a quarterback like yourself, what you were able to do in a rookie year, where there hasn't been no room for development. You know, you wait for rookies to develop, you know, and then you see you have a chance. But you give a team hope for the next decade based off your play this season. And I commend you. I salute you. Been a fan for a very long time, man. But what you've done was special, and not very many quarterbacks, especially as a rookie, have been able to come in and do what you've done.
When you look at what you've done, the expectations now, you have to improve and build on what you've done. You can't become complacent.
For sure.
Because you understand what is expected of you now. Only because they're talking about, man, this guy, who's to say he's not a top 5 quarterback as we sit here and speak currently? What does Jayden Daniels need to do to improve to make sure this year wasn't a fluke?
Man, I just think, like you said, don't get complacent. And I think the veterans that I had, like one person I really lean on a lot is Bobby Wagner.
Okay, B-Wags.
So that's my guy, man. We have conversations, and he just teaches me little things. I remember, like, shout out to him. I remember, like, we played a couple games and a road game. We'll get back late. You know, you tired and everything, and he pulled me aside, like, man, let's go get in these tubs. So we up there like 3 o'clock in the morning, making sure your body's back right. But just little stuff like that is like never thinking that you know too much. There's always room to grow. So, I mean, outside you always get better technically and stuff like that. It's a blessing I get to be in the system that I was with Cliff another year.
Yes.
So I can improve on that within that system. But just learning how to be a pro. You know, it's my first full off season. So it's like, okay, I got to figure out, have a schedule. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is my ramp up period, OTA, stuff like that. And just always have the hunger to get better.
How do you block out the noise? Because obviously there's going to be a lot that comes along with what you've been able to do.
Yeah.
You're a quarterback in the NFL. We know what comes along with the most important position in all of pro sports. So now the endorsements are going to come. Now more fame, more adulation, more praise. Everybody, hey, cuz, what's up? Everybody's your friend now. Everybody's a family member now. And as your mom said, she's like, look, I know the women are coming, but hey, my son got a Heisman pose. I got one too. I'm still farming them all out the way. How do you keep a level head and to understand that, yes, I understand what comes along with being Jayden Daniels, but I don't get outside of who I am?
Man, I just think it comes, like you said, support system, mom, dad, like friends, family. Like, everybody knows me for me, and it's not here like, okay, let me ride his coattail and stuff like that. So that's a big part. But also, it's a time to play for everything. It's gonna be a time to have fun.
Right.
It's gonna be a time to go out there and party. You know, make some money, do this, that, and the third. But the main thing, man, none of this happened if you don't ball on the field.
Right.
So that's the main thing. Like, how do I get better to continue the success and knowing, like, all right, first year is that. Like, everybody's going to have a full off season to watch a film for year two. So, like, man, I got to improve on different things and get better myself.
Listen, when you talk about that improvement, right? You guys were able to make the NFC Championship. What pieces to the puzzle do you think you guys need to add to make your job a little easier? So the bulk or the weight of getting things done isn't always on your shoulders.
Yeah, man. I think for us, it's like, if you look at, I think I've seen some, like, we got like 20-some free agents like that on the team. So I mean, we gotta
bring some of them back.
we gotta bring some people back. So I think overall, just in general, man, we gotta get some people in. We gotta bring people back. But I focus on my job, man. My job is to get better. Whoever they bring in, we hold them to this standard that we set with DQ and them set, and then let the front office do what they do.
Now, I have a question. When we talk about letting the front office do what they do, I know it's very early in your career. Do you think you would have any say on who you bring in, especially from an offensive perspective, to be able to help you out? And
I don't know yet. I think if that time comes, we'll see if they call me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know, man. They doing their job.
Right.
Like I'll tell them, man, let's bring some dogs in.
But I'm right here. If you need a dog, holla at your boy.
When I go back and look at this NFC Championship game, Jayden, you guys have played well, and the one thing that you hadn't done until the championship game was turn the ball over. And you know, I'm sure DQ and Wags have told you, if you turn the ball over in the playoffs, you pay double. You had 4 of those things. How differently do you believe the game would have been had you taken better care of the football? Because you guys were right there until you had those consecutive turnovers.
I think it came down to the wire. I think it came down to whoever had the ball last. And obviously, like you said, turnovers, especially in the playoffs, man, play a huge factor. I mean, we turned the ball over against Philly in the regular season 5 times and won the game.
Right.
But in the playoffs, you know, it's different.
Right.
Man. It's a different type of beast when you're in the playoffs. You're on the road, so obviously you're playing to the crowd, playing the atmosphere. And, man, they got dogs over there. They got superstars.
Okay, this game right here, you got the 2-time defending champ and the Kansas City Chiefs led by Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. You got the Eagles in your division. You played them 3 times this year. This is their second time back in 3 years. How do you see this game shaping up, and who you have winning?
I think it's going to come down to whoever got the ball last. I think so. I think obviously Saquon and what they do, Jay Hurts. You got A.J. Brown. And then on the other side, man, you got Pat. So it's hard to bet against Pat, man, especially he's been here. But I think it's who could create more turnovers, who could create more negative plays on the side of the ball. And I think it's going to come down to the end. So for me, I think it's hard to bet against Pat. I can't say, you know, rightfully so. I love playing the Eagles. Right. They're in the division, but I think it's hard to bet against Pat.
Man, I really appreciate you, man. The legendary, already icon, Commanders quarterback, Jayden fucking Daniels. Baby, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. He's repping Invisalign. Go out there to get their treatment. He and his mom have the treatment done. They're very, very satisfied with the treatment. Thank you again, Jayden. Mom, thank you for dropping him by. Thank you. I
appreciate y'all.
Jayden Daniels, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate that, boy.
You know that.
Hey, don't forget your McDonald's, man. Thank you.
Guys, that was a very interesting conversation with
Mama,
Jayden Daniels.
thank you. I love you.
Thank you. He's a very, very humble young man. We had him on last year at the pre-draft. He came on, gave us about 15, 20 minutes, Ocho. And from the looks of it, he hasn't changed. His persona, the way he approaches the game hasn't changed. His mom, like I said, you recognized her before I did. I'm like, well, who is this woman? Who is this woman waving, trying to flag and get us on?
She don't play now.
Yeah. But it was great to have him on and to see how he was able to handle the NFL season, the rigors of an NFL season. Because you think about it, when he left, they didn't have the 12-team playoffs, so they only had the 14 playoffs. So you're playing, say, 15 games.
Yes, sir.
Well, when you factor in the preseason, boy, they still got another 6 games to go. So you think about, that's if you play the preseason, the 3 preseason games, 12 regular season games, that's a college season if you go all the way through. Well, if you don't, well, you're done, you know, and they didn't, and he didn't play the bowl game, so now he's done after 12 weeks.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
That's three preseason games and 9 regular season games. And he's done.
Yeah.
So now think about it. You got another half a college season to go.
Yeah.
And so for him to understand what it takes to be a pro,
Right.
Professional, he's a professional athlete. A pro is how you go about doing your business.
Yes.
And to see how he is a pro in the utmost sense, it's a thing. It's a treat. It's a thing of beauty to witness.
And you can tell by the way he carries himself, the way he talks. So he's perfect for the position, especially when it comes to being a leader of men.
Yes.
Being able to command the huddle, with veterans in there.
Yes.
And to be able to act and be mature in the way he is now. And you can tell it started at home.
Yes.
It started at home.
I love to see the support system that he has with him. His mom is always by his side, rightfully so. She obviously she's known him the longest. Always has, always will have his best interest in mind, and I love to see that. I love to see us come together. I love to see that support system that he has. I mean, he has a group of very strong women by his side, and so that's great to see. That was Jayden Daniels, who's going to be Rookie of the Year. Honors awards are tomorrow night, and so that's when he'll get crowned AP NFL Rookie of the Year. Some very, very select few people have won that award. It's a thing of beauty, and he's very, very deserving, and I'm happy to see it.